The 2017 Rolls-Royce Wraith Inspired by Falconry. By now, it's been established that Rolls-Royce Bespoke's Wisdom Limited collection for Rolls-Royce Abu Dhabi has evolved into the perfect showcase for the British luxury brand's personalization division. Not that it needed to prove that creations like the Wraith inspired by film, Wraith inspired by music, and Wraith inspired by rugby already made that claim emphatically. However, seeing these 7 one-off creations perfectly encapsulates what Rolls-Royce Bespoke is fully capable of if given a blank canvas to work its magic. Take the Rolls-Royce Wraith inspired by Falconry for example. From a distance, it looks like a clean, all-white Rolls-Royce Wraith that's no different from other Wraiths of its kind. But once you come closer to the car, you start noticing details that identify it as a true one-off piece. That's the kind of treatment that Rolls-Royce Bespoke is capable of. You can even see that from within the Wisdom Limited collection, specifically how different each model is from one another, and that's when you consider that there are actually 2 Wraith models in the collection. One of them is the Wraith inspired by the Sheikh Zayed Bridge and the other is this one, the Wraith inspired by Falconry. 2 exact same models given 2 completely different identities. This is the kind of thing you can expect from Rolls-Royce Bespoke. As far as car personalizations go, Rolls-Royce's division is as good as it's going to get. Continue after the jump to read more about the Rolls-Royce Wraith inspired by Falconry. What makes the Rolls-Royce Wraith inspired by Falconry so special? The Rolls-Royce Wraith inspired by Falconry is a tribute piece to the falcon, the national bird of the United Arab Emirates. The Rolls-Royce Wraith inspired by Falconry is a tribute piece to the falcon, the national bird of the United Arab Emirates. If you've ever been to Abu Dhabi, there's a chance that you've seen your fair share of falcons in the country, both of the literal and figurative varieties. Quite literally, falcons are everywhere. The country's coat of arms has a falcon in it. Abu Dhabi-issued passports have a falcon in them too. Even the design of the Sheikh Zayed National Museum was said to have been inspired by a falcon's soaring wings. But the biggest inspiration behind the creation of this one-off Wraith is the International Festival of Falconry, which offers participants, among other activities, the chance to observe the majestic bird swooping across the sand dunes. The exterior of the Rolls-Royce Wraith isn't going to blow you away if you're the type who likes two-tone bodies. Of the 7 one-offs that make up the Wisdom Limited collection, it's the only one that doesn't come with a two-tone color, settling instead for a pure Andalusian white body. It's a different treatment altogether, but it also works very well when combined with the gold Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament, the gold strip running down the length of the body, and the gold graphic image of the falcon. The result is the cleanest looking of all 7 one-off models and the one that will likely get the most attention from would-be buyers. That is if these cars end up for sale. The Wraith inspired by Falconry explodes with plenty of color, most notably the brown-orange leather covering a majority of the interior's surface, the wood dashboard, and the Alcantara body trim. As far as the interior is concerned, the Wraith inspired by Falconry explodes with plenty of color, most notably the brown-orange leather covering a majority of the interior's surface, the wood dashboard, and the Alcantara body trim. The area between the 2 rear seats even has a design allusion to sand waves that's very common in the Arabian desert. If it's not evident by now, the interior of the Wraith inspired by Falconry evokes the look of a desert, one of the natural habitats of the falcon and the traditional site of the annual International Festival of Falconry. Putting a resounding exclamation point to the whole interior treatment of the Wraith is the starlight headliner that we also see in the Wraith inspired by Sheikh Zayed Bridge. The feature is exclusive to Rolls-Royce Bespoke and it's a natural fit in the interior of the Wraith inspired by Falconry considering the overall theme of the cabin. About the only thing missing is an actual falcon inside and this car is completely made. There is one downside to the Wraith inspired by Falconry that I wished Rolls-Royce addressed. Of the 7 one-off Rolls-Royce models included in the Wisdom Limited collection, this particular one-off Wraith is the only that's inspired by something with ties to speed. See, falcons are incredibly fast on their own, sometimes reading speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour when they're in mid-flight. Having a power upgrade would have benefited the Wraith inspired by Falconry more than any other Rolls-Royce model in the collection. But the company didn't think so, opting to keep the car's standard output of 624 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. It still comes from the powerful 6.6-liter V12 engine, and it's still capable of sprinting to 60 miles per hour in 4.4 seconds to go with a top speed of 186 miles per hour. It's just that it would have probably been better off being faster and more powerful than the rest of one-off rollers.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.